Hello friends, welcome to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to show you my succulent collections under Kalanchoe family. There are about 125 species under Kalanchoe, but in my collection, I think there are only 25 varieties. But if you're interested to know what they are, please stay tuned. Let's start with the biggest one first. This is my Kalanchoe mortagei crenata. This is so far the biggest under my collection. As you can see, it has very large and elongated leaves. It has plantlets developing along the leaf edges just like this one. This used to have a lot of plantlets, but I harvested them already for propagation. This is also very easy to grow for they already have roots. Next is my Kalanchoe gastonis bonnieri, or more commonly known as donkey ears. The leaves also have small plantlets which will root and create new plant. And the best way to display this is in hanging planters, as the leaves have the tendency to drape. Next to my Kalanchoe donkey ears are the Kalanchoe laetevirens, or more commonly known as mother of thousands. These are the most common type we have here in our place. And just like the other Kalanchoe varieties, there are also plantlets emerging at the edges of its leaves. As you can see, there are numerous plantlets which drop and propagate by themselves. They are quite invasive and can get out of control, so it's better to pot them up. Also, I can describe this as tough, hardy, and almost impossible to kill. If you will notice, there are lots of babies growing at the bottom of the mother plant. Those are the plantlets that just fell off. Though common, their beauty can get extraordinary, especially if you get them stressed out in the sun. They develop a nice compacted rosettes and they transform in color from green to orange hues. Next one I have is my kal-un-koh-ee laciniata, or Christmas tree plant, but locally it's called chicken feet because of the way it looks. This one don't need much attention and not particularly hard to grow. What I like about this plant is that once it has flowered, it can be highly rewarding because the flowers are long-lasting, which last about 4 to 5 months. Now, what you're seeing is another lovely kal-un-koh-ee, the lovely fedstchenkoi marginata. It has a variegated green and cream foliage, and the scallop edges have pretty pink margins. This prefers bright light to show off pretty colors. It is very easy to propagate through leaf and stem cuttings. From this plant alone, I have successfully propagated around 10 cuttings. There's also a lavender version of this one, which is the Lavender Scallop. Now, let's move on to this adorable Kalanchoe pink butterfly, which is a hybrid of Kalanchoe degremontiana and delagoensis. This produces very lovely pink plantlets on the leaf edges that really look like tiny butterflies. Do you know why they are pink? It's because they lack chlorophyll, and chlorophyll is the green color we see in plants that lets absorb energy from light. So because plantlets are mostly pink, propagation can be tricky. You have to select plantlets with a spot of green on it so that they'll have higher rate of survival. Propagation through plantlets can also take forever, so I prefer the stem cutting method, which easily roots within 1 to 2 weeks. Next is my kal-un-koh-ee marmorata. I have 5 mother plants of this type. I just love how the leaves are spotted with purple. However, the spots do not appear if they are kept only in shade. The leaves can get really big over time and produce offsets on the side. Next is this strange looking Kalanchoe tubiflora monstrose. I adore this one for its unique appearance. I consider this rare because I rarely see this one being sold online. It also has these plantlets forming at the leaf edges, which is really easy to grow, but is very slow growing, so you really have to be patient. It really takes time before you see its weird looking formation, but it's really worth the wait. Here you will see most of the plantlets that fell off from the mother plant which are now growing. Some even invade the neighbor pots. I grow this plant under full sun, that's why it has a nice compacted shape and brownish green color which I super like. It's actually a hybrid of the Kalanchoe delagoensis tubiflora, which has a more simple subcylindrical leaves, often spotted with reddish-brown markings. I will be showing you another similar-looking plant like this one, which is the Kalanchoe houghtonni. This is the green version of pink butterfly, which is also viviparous, producing hundreds of tiny plantlets that readily fall from the parents and root with little to no effort. Next is my Kalanchoe longiflora. This one looks the same with Kalanchoe sixangularis, and I am absolutely confused identifying which is which. I just acquired this over a month ago and I seldom see this type in plant shops, so this one is also considered uncommon. I just love the scallop foliage and I have 4 of this type under my care right now. When I got them, they were all sun and cold stress, showing lovely ruby red color, but gradually changed because of the different weather I have in my place. Next, I have these 4 varieties, which I have grouped together because they have common characteristic. They all have furry and velvety leaves. This one is Kal-un-koh-ee beharensis fang, commonly known as Napoleon's hat. The stems and leaves are thick, covered in brown hairs, giving them a soft and velvety touch. Next to it is the Kalanchoe tomentosa panda. The leaves are grayish-green in color that have brown spotted tips. This is very forgiving that even if you forgot to water it for a period of time, it won't die. They also do well indoor or outdoor, but I grow this one outdoor in full sun. Next one I have is my Kalanchoe oak leaf. It looks similar to Napoleon's hat. They both have cinnamon green foliage. The only difference is the appearance of the leaves. Oak leaf has serrated leaves. Right next to it is my Kalanchoe beharensis, a hybrid of beharensis and milioti. It's also a fast-growing, easy to care for plant and propagates easily. Next one I have to include is my Kalanchoe pinnata. This is very common here in our native land. Here in the Philippines, we call this plant katakataka or miracle plant. It's good to have this around due to its medicinal uses. It is believed to cure sprains, burns, and several skin diseases and infections. Next one is my Kalanchoe humilis. This is a low-growing succulent with thick leaves strongly marked with maroon spots. I grow them under bright and sunny location to keep the colorful markings of the leaves, and this is just one of my favorites. Next is my Kalanchoe blossfelsiana. This is the non-variegated one, but I love how red it can get under extreme exposure to sun. This is how it looks like when kept in shade. It's almost plain green. Now, what you see is the variegated Kalanchoe blossfeldjana, which has a nice and colorful variegation of green, pink, and white. Next is my Kalanchoe longiflora. It has a scallop-shaped leaves with violet margins. They love bright and sunny location, and when sun stressed, it shows a more prominent violet tips. I often like to prune this one because it makes them more fuller and more prolific. This is this rare Kalanchoe sensipala. This is kind of pricey, being sold at 250 to 400 pesos for a small size, but I bought it because I love it. The leaves are enormous and fleshy with red margin. It can tolerate direct sunlight, but leaves will burn if light is too intense. This plant sends off long stems with a new plant at the end. That's why it's commonly referred to as a walking Kalanchoe. As the new plant gets larger, it will weigh down the stem and touch the ground where it will take root. And as you can see, this is also an excellent hanging plant. Next is my Kalanchoe luciae, also known as flapjack or paddle plant, which has low care in watering needs. But it requires lots of sunlight to bring out a flaming red color, or else it will stay green. See how vibrant it is? I definitely love it. Next are my Kalanchoe rotundifolia. They used to be a clumping rotundifolia, but I separated and potted each stem. They have compact leaves and stocky stems. When exposed to sunlight, the leaves can have pink and reddish shades. Be careful, however, not to overwater it because the stems are thin and could easily rot. The last one I have in my Kalanchoe collection is Pumila. It is more commonly known as silver Kalanchoe or quicksilver. It has beautiful silver gray leaves and delicate pink flowers, which create an extremely pleasing color combination. That's all for today. Those are my current Kalanchoe collections, and I hope I can add up some more. Please don't forget to subscribe if you like topics like this. I hope you find this video informative, and I hope to see you on my next video.